everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today I have a video that I've been meaning to film for a long time, but it's just something I kind of thought about in the beginning, totally forgot about, and then I was going through my little vitamin area and getting rid of things that are expired, and I came across the placenta pills. So, as you can see by the title, we're talking about my experience eating my placenta round number 2. I ended up doing this with my first child. My doula happened to specialize in placenta encapsulation, which is when they grind up your placenta and put it into capsules. And by this, you can see, have hardly touched these the second time around. I had a really good experience the first time around. So good, in fact, that I tried it again. So I ended up having to use somebody different because we did move states between pregnancies, and I ended up finding a really great place. They prepared the placenta in the traditional Chinese method, which is steamed with a bunch of Chinese herbs, and then they dehydrate it, grind it up, stick it into capsules, and you guys can see they're just little pills, clear capsules around them. So I ended up getting, I think it says on here, yeah, I ended up getting 204 of them, and I tried them out, and it takes them a couple of days to prepare the placenta into capsules, so you don't get it back immediately, but they had a pretty quick turnaround. And then by like week 1.5 to 2 weeks, I started trying to take them, and they did say like take so many at first. And I ended up just taking 1 or 2 at first and not sticking to a schedule of multiples a day, because the first time around, I think I just took like 1 or 2 a day and that was it. So I tried to do the same thing with the second one, and I got the weepies really badly. And my milk had come in at this point, and I was engorged and in pain and just kind of didn't take them anymore. And then the weepies kind of went away. And I thought, okay, I need to start taking these again. I started taking them, and pretty soon after, I ended up getting the weepies yet again. Definitely was affected a little bit differently with the hormones this time around. And so I tried 3 or 4 different times of just taking like 1 or 2. And by then I suspected it was something to do with the placenta pills, because I was fine, mellow, and then all of a sudden it's like my mood just took a dive and I was weepy about everything. Even if I was happy, I was just like weepy at the drop of a hat. This did not happen any other time except after I started taking them on a regular basis. So I would take like 1 or 2 a day, and then I would get weepies again very shortly after. And then when I discontinued use, I noticed the weepies went away. So for science, I did it 2 more times, and 2 more times the same exact thing happened, where my mood was pretty good overall, and then it just took a dive basically right after I started taking them. So I obviously stopped taking them. So you can see I've only taken a small handful of them, and then they sat on the shelf. And these are something that you can freeze to prolong the life of them, but I had such a bad experience with it. I just kept them in the cabinet, totally forgot about them until coming across them, and I wanted to film this video for you guys. So completely different experience than the first time. I feel like the first time around, it gave me this energy boost, definitely tended to affect my mood differently. And I think part of that also has to do with my mood was a little bit different the second time around. I did not bounce back as easily the second time. I definitely think I had a little low level of postpartum depression. And I think it was just like right when the whole world shut down, we moved places and lost our old connections, because basically, you know, you were stuck inside. So that had a lot to do with when I started feeling a little bit more blue. And I think maybe I was just going to be prone to it the second time anyway, because of how I reacted to the placenta pills this time. So after the first time taking them, I would have recommended them to anyone, but this time I'm not so sure. I had really mixed results. One time I think it really helped, and one time it was definitely causing a problem. So with that said, I recommend maybe giving it a try, and if you notice that you're having some baby blues, I would stay away from the placenta pills, because I think it definitely contributed to my just immediate weepies. I've heard mixed reactions. Some people have really good results with it, some people have really bad results with it, and I'm really surprised, because I went into it the second time thinking it did such a great job the first time, I'm excited about this, and then I had the complete opposite reaction the second time. So I wanted to make sure I put this video out there because it was so different from the first time. So I will link that video down below for you guys so you can check it out. Really a weird thing, and it is like a cooked powdered thing, so it's not like eating big chunks of it. I know people like grind chunks up in smoothies, and that just sounds so horrible. This is the only way I would have been able to stomach it, and I did pretty much, I think, finish most of my placenta pills the first time around, but this time I barely touched them. Like I said, I took a handful of them over the course of many weeks doing this little experiment after the first couple of times having problems with it. So it's just one of those things that maybe it was totally a placebo. I said it in my video probably, but the first time around, it's like, even if it's a placebo, if you think it's working and helping, why not do it? Like, placebo effects are still effects. So it doesn't really matter if it's just totally all in your mind or totally doing something for you. I'm a big proponent of placebo effects are still positive results usually. So I would recommend giving it a try, but also just being mindful that it could have bad results as well. So I had ended up looking it up after I was getting so weepy with it. And I was thinking the second time I tried it again, I was like, wow, I really think it has something to do with the placenta pills. So I looked it up and I found Mama Natural had done a video on this as well, and she had kind of the same results where it just tanked her mood and gave her the weepies. And it's just, I guess it's just something that can happen. I did see this quite a few times when I was Googling it, but you usually hear the praises of placenta encapsulation. Like me in my first video, I was singing the praises of it. I think it was a great thing to do. I just feel like my pregnancy was so rough this time, and all the circumstances were just rough. Having a baby right before a pandemic and moving at the same time, it was just a rough time. So I did have that like low level, like I told you guys earlier, but I don't think those helped at all. I think they made it worse. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. It's a really late video. Stella turned 19 months recently, so it's a really late video, but by like the 3rd month in, I totally knew I wasn't going to be taking the placenta pills. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'll link to my first adventure in eating my placenta. I'll link to that video down below for you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Have a great day. Bye.